good morning, friends. Again, I'm back with the new ability and the new expertise to solve the questions from the very same exercise 7.10. And some of the questions, like I think 3 questions, we have already solved. These questions are based on the ideas of the definite integrations, and we have discussed the basic ideas of the definite integration along with the indefinite integral as the limit of sum. In this exercise, we have certain questions where we don't have to apply the idea of the definite integration as the limit of sum, but we will be rather more focusing only on the antiderivative methods and method of substitution. So now, without giving so much extra knowledge, just let me get back to the question. I have already these questions ready with me. Some of the questions I have solved in the previous video, and some I'm going to solve in this one. Now this is question number 4. Question number 4, it goes like, how to find the integral of I, and the limit is from 0 to 2 dx over x plus 4 minus x square. Now when you see this kind of expressions where the quadratic expression in the form of denominator and the numerator have just 1, then you know that it can probably come in the form of 1 over x square plus a square, or 1 over x square minus a square, or 1 over a square minus x square. Means we can very easily convert this expression into sum or difference of two squares. Let's see how. So this is minus x square plus 4 plus, minus x square plus x plus 4. I write in the proper order. Then I take minus common. Then I'll have x square minus x minus 4. Then I express this as x minus half whole square. So when you write x minus half whole square, you get x square minus x, that is 2ab term. Then plus you need 1 by 4 positive, that is added and included into this one. So the extra 1 by 4 what we have added, we need to subtract. I may be speaking a little differently, but if you explain this whole narrative, you will find that I was correct. So minus 4. Okay. Then this one is going to be x minus half whole square minus 17 by 4. And I would like to write this as a something square, so I write at the same time I dissolve this bracket, then I'll write this is under root 17 by 2 whole square minus x minus half whole square. So this question, now let me verify one more time whether I have done it correctly or not. So minus x square plus 4x minus x square plus 4 plus x, minus x square plus 4 plus x, fine. I took minus common, so minus, this becomes positive, these two become negative, and then I have written as x minus half whole square. So this is x minus half whole square, and this minus 1 by 4. And if I expand this, I'll get x square minus x plus 1 by 4. This 1 by 4, 1 by 4 cancel, minus 4 same. Minus 1 by 4 minus 4 is minus 17 by 4, which are later represented as under root 17 over 2 whole square minus, this is x minus half whole square, because this minus is just changing this order. It's like minus b minus a is b minus b. It's just like that. So here this question becomes integration 0 to 2 dx over under root 17 by 2 whole square minus x minus half whole square. But since we are discussing the idea of method of substitution in definite integration, that whether we express the given question, whether we substitute these expressions from x to t, and then in just like indefinite integration, we also need to return back to the original condition again, back in the form of x, or should we use different way? I say just use different, because when you are substituting, then the limit also will change accordingly. Now let me get rid of this part, this is not required anymore. So I write here x minus half as t. So dx automatically becomes dt, it's easy. So dx is dt. Now you see that here, see that x is 0 and x is 2. So when x is 0, then t becomes minus half. So when x is 0, t is just minus half, and when x is 2, so when x is 2, t is 2 minus half, so 2 to the 4 minus 1, 3 by 2. So limit changes from here, that goes to minus half to 3 by 2, and this becomes dt over under root 17 by 2 whole square minus t square. On integration you will find this as 1 over 2a, that is 1 over 2 into under root 17 by 2 log mod, this is a square minus t square, so it goes as a plus t under root 17 by 2 plus t over under root 17 by 2 minus t. Okay, and the limit will be again, this is minus half to half, 3 by 2, sorry, this is not half, this is 3 by 2. Now this becomes 1 by under root 17. Now log, if I put the 3 by 2 here, so it becomes under root 17 plus 3. If you see that if I put 3 by 2 here, then this one will become a sum of two fractions where denominator will be half. Same way this also will become denominator half. So I'll cancel the denominator and directly write this as under root 17 plus 3 under root 17 minus 3. Minus, when you write, then again you get 1 over under root 17 log mod. At the place of t now we have to write minus half. So this will become under root 17 minus 1, and this will become under root 17 plus 1. This is what you get answer, because on simplification you are not going to get anything special. This can become only one part, because 1 by root 17 log m minus log n will become log mn, but finally you will not get any different or any simplified answer than this. So I'll leave my answer here only. So I'll go to the next question. Now question number 5, this is very much same like question. There is from minus 1 to 1 dx over x square plus 2x plus 5. Now we have been solving question from very beginning, and then we must have developed some ability, so I can write this one directly. It's minus 1 by 2 dx x square plus 2x plus 1, this is x plus 1 whole square plus 4, because this is 1 is gone into this expansion, so this is 2 square. This is what it is. Now this directly goes in the form of 1 over x square plus a square, that is 1 by a tan inverse x by a, right? So here I go and say let x plus 1 as t, dx as dt. When x is minus 1, t is 0. When x is minus 1 plus 1, t is 0. When x is 1, then t is 2. Then my limit changes from t equal to 0 and t equal to 2, and this becomes dt over t square plus 2 square, and this becomes 1 by 2 tan inverse t by 2. Here 0 and 2, so this becomes 1 by 2 tan inverse 2 by 2 minus tan inverse 0. Tan inverse 2 by 2 is 1, and that is tan inverse 1 is pi by 4, and this is 0, so your answer is just pi by 8. This is done. Now this is question number 6. Question number 6, find the integration of I, that is 1 to 2 1 over x minus 1 over 2x square and e to the power 2x dx. Now this is directly the form in the method of substitution, but the problem is that if I just remember, as I helping you to recall this, that the form was integration e to the power x fx plus f dash x, fx plus f dash x dx, and that eventually became e to the power x fx. But we have e to the power 2x. We don't have e to the power x, means I think we need to make substitution here. So first I'll go and write let 2x as t. So 2 into dx as dt. So x dx will become dt by 2 e to the power t. Limit when x is 1, because this one is x is 1 and x is 2. So when x is 1, t is 2 1, that is t is 2. When x is 2, t is 4. So when x is 1, so this becomes 2, this becomes 4. Right now we have got into the level of t. And at the place of 1 over x, x is, what is x? So here you see x is t over 2. Then you get 1 by x. So 1 by t over 2. So this 2 will go up, minus 1 by 2 into x is t square by 4. T square by 4. This 4 is reduced by this 2 becomes 2, and that 2 goes on the top. So this becomes also 2. Now interestingly, you see this 2 is coming in the numerator and this 2 is outside the denominator. So if I take this 2 common, this is 2. So this 2 common, and then this 2 will be cancelled by this 2. So finally you will have just e to the power t 1 over t minus 1 over t square. This is 2 and this is 4. Now if you see properly, we are at the end of this idea of integrations, right? So it means that you can know that the differentiation of 1 by t is directly minus 1 by t square. It means this is integrated orally, you can do it. It's like it's e to the power t over t, and the limit goes from 2 to 4. So this becomes e to the power 4 over 4 minus e to the power 2 over 2. So you can take e square common or e square over 2 common, then you get e square over 2 minus 1, that is e square over 2, and this is e square minus 2 over 2, e square minus 2 over 2, and this gives you something like e square minus 2 over 4. Or you can leave here also, that is also not a bad answer. So you don't need to reduce, this is done. Now these two last questions, one is, I think it is order 7, I don't remember the index, but if it is wrong then you can make correction. Now it goes from 1 by 3 to 1, this is MCQ I think, is, and that is x minus x cube whole to the power 1 by 3 over x to the power 4 dx. Okay, so now this looks like little weird, because x minus, how will you do that? So if you see, this one is suggesting that if I take x cube common, so what I have here, x minus x cube to the power 1 by 3 over x to the power 4. Now this 1 by 3 suggests that we can take x to the power 3 commons, but to make it easy I like to write this as x to the power 3x by x square, sorry, x cube minus x cube whole to the power 1 by 3 upon x to the power 4. Means this x cube I have just multiplied up and down here so that I can see that x cube is there. If you are smart enough, you can just take it directly. Okay, there is no need of explaining like this. Now I take x to the power 3, this is 1 by 3, sorry. This is, you can take x to the power 3 common. So since it is all inside the cube root, when that x cube comes out, it will become just x, and then what will be left inside is x over x cube minus 1 over x to the power 4, and this is 1 by 3. Now see the interesting part, that this x cancels and this, so 1 by 3 1, and this will be written as x over x. So this is x minus x cube minus 1 to the power 1 by 3 over x to the power 4. Now I cancel this x by this x is gone, and this becomes x to the power 3 because x was cancelled. I see here I can write as x over x cube minus 1 to the power 1 by 3 over x cube. Okay, then I can reduce this x by x cube also. I can write this as 1, and this I can write as x square. Done. Now let's see whether this substitution is helping me at all, because there is no other way, because this is a binomial expansion with a fractional exponent that will create a lot of trouble. So we'll have some options here. 1 by x square minus 1 if I write as t, then differentiate this one, then what do you get? X to the power minus 2, differentiation of this is minus 2 x to the power minus 3. So you get minus 2 over x to the power 3, and this differentiation is 0. Dx is dt. So 1 over x cube dx as dt over minus 2. See, 1 over x cube is there, so this is gone, and this will become something. Now at the same time I change the limit also. Now here you see that when x is 1 by 3, then the t becomes 1 by 9. 1 by x square, x is 1 by 3, so 1 by 9 minus 1, that is 8. And when x is 1, then this becomes 1 by 1 minus 1, that is 0. T becomes 0. So the limit goes from 8 to 0. So this limit goes from 8 to 0. At the place of this I can write t to the power 1 by 3, and this is 1 by x cube. At the place of 1 by x cube dx I write dt minus 2, minus half I am writing outside. Now I integrate minus 1 by 2 t to the power 1 by 3 plus 1, that is 4 by 3 upon 4 by 3, and the limit is 8 to 0. Okay, so here I start. So this one is the final answer, but I have to put the value there. So let me remove these parts not required. So this becomes I as 3 goes up, so it's minus 3 over 8, and this becomes t to the power 4 by 3, and limit goes from this to 0. So when you put 0, it's automatically 0. So minus 3 by 8, the first value is 0, minus second value is 8 to the power 4 by 3, 8 to the power 4 by 3. So 8 can be written as 2 to the power 3 whole to the power 4 by 3, 3 cancel, 2 to the power 4, so that is 16. So the answer is minus 3 by 8 into minus 16, that is plus 6. So the value of I is plus 6. This is done. This is, my friend, the last question of this exercise 7.10, and but this is interesting. It goes like, if I is, how to find this is 0 to x t sine. Now this is integration by parts, so first I integrate directly. So this goes like this: t into integration of sine t, integration of sine t dt minus integration of differentiation of t into integration of sine t dt, and overall everything else is also integrated. So this becomes t, this is minus cos t, minus this becomes 1, this becomes minus cos t, so plus cos t dt. If you integrate one more time, it becomes minus t cos t plus sine t. Okay, now we have to put the limit into this, that is from 0 to x. So what you'll get minus x cos x plus sine x, and then when you put 0, then the 0 into that is 0, and the sine 0 is also 0, so it means everything is 0. So your function is minus x cos x plus sin x fx, and this is done. So we have finished the definite integration also. Now in the next video we'll discuss about the properties of the definite integration, and those are very important properties, and after that the whole definite integration is finished. Thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and keep practicing with us. Have a nice time.